So many people experience narcissistic abuse, and there are a lot of similarities in what people experience. From the love bombing, devaluation, discard cycle, to that confusion, never knowing where things stand, the constant belittling and demeaning you. All of that, if you were to talk to people who've been through the ringer with a narcissist, they'll be sharing a lot of experiences, and the gaslighting, everything that comes with dealing with a narcissist is something that almost comes out of a manual. But what's different, what differs between the different people is how they bounce out of that experience, how they move on from that. Because you have some people who just kind of stay in this dark, disappointed, victimized place for a long time. Sometimes they can never manage to bounce out of it. And you have other people who learn acceptance, who learn to educate themselves about what's happened, which helps the acceptance. And then they use the disappointment, the disbelief at first of what they were dealing with, and that self-blame, they transform that into energy to go out and do things for themselves. And what narcissists don't ever want you to know, and this is something you might know, is nothing is ever created or destroyed when it comes to energy. Everything is simply transformed. So if the narcissist puts you down in this very disappointed, victimized place, there's a lot of energy that's kind of holding you down. There's a lot of energy that holds you in that place of disappointment. If you are able to steer that in a different way, you can use that as a kind of impulse, like a propulsion to go and do things for yourself. And that's one of the biggest differences is how people bounce out of it. So if you're somebody who's had like a static life, things have always, you've had like a routine kind of mundane existence, and from years, decades, and then you met the narcissist, and then things went south, as they always do with narcissists, and then you were left in this confused, lost place. Now is your opportunity to not only recover and be the person you were before you met the narcissist, but actually use that energy, use that fire, use that everything that you now have within you that could destroy you but can also launch you forwards to go out and do things. Go out and start taking risks. When you're just trying to get over narcissistic abuse, look, they're going to stay in your head for a while. You're going to have this craving, this longing for them. But you know what? You can go out and you can run 5 or 10 miles a day, assuming you have the ability to run. That is, you're not you don't have any health issues, but you can go out and run 5, 10 miles a day, and that kind of craving is still there. It's like trying to kick a cigarette or a drug addiction. You try to camouflage it by doing intense exercise. It's still there, but what you find is running that 5, 10 miles wasn't all that hard because you had something pushing you. But then not just that, go out and learn something new. It's okay to kind of binge read articles about narcissism, and binge on videos about narcissism for a while. You don't want to be reading and watching videos on narcissism 24/7 for the rest of your life, but for a few weeks, months, even sometimes even longer, it's good to kind of put you into that place of acceptance and just to kind of keep your head above water, because there are people out there who can relate to you, and it keeps building your understanding. But just kind of start taking risks, but not like stupid risks, but risks in terms of, try things that you might not like. You know, you might not like stretching yourself at your job, maybe trying to push your career forward, or starting a new business. Or if you're somebody who just sits on the couch all day, maybe go to the gym and just stretch yourself a bit more than you otherwise would. And in the meantime, you're going to find something that resonates with you. Eventually, you're going to find something that you didn't have in your life before the narcissist. And that's what you have to do. You have to try to create that legacy for yourself. You try to create that legacy for yourself, which the narcissist would have given you the fuel for, even though it wasn't their intent. And then actually you find, okay, you're in a good place. So make sure that all the bad things the narcissist did to you, you're going to make a positive legacy of it. And the pieces are there to do it. All you have to do is stop leaning in the direction of having that victimhood mindset. It's okay to have that mindset for a while, but you have to snap out of that eventually. Otherwise, you'll never recover. I mean, it's in your own interest, and the people around you as well. The longer you're sulking in your own misery of being abused or whatnot, eventually nobody's gonna want to hear it anymore because everybody's got their own problems, and people just, at some point, people just think, play the part of your own rescue and just accept it and move on. That won't be in the first few days or weeks or maybe even months, but very soon you need to kind of take that plunge and just try to go and do something different. Of course, even if you've recovered and you're out and living your life, of course you're gonna think about the narcissist sometimes, but they're gonna pop in your head like anyone else. They're gonna come and go, and you just leave it at that. Just don't dwell on them. And yeah, and then just focus on making that positive legacy for yourself. Find If you do that, you'll find yourself in a much better place than you were before you met the narcissist, and that's what you want, isn't it? Okay, thanks for watching.